Hello and welcome to another monthly trophy update video, this time for April 2023. Right now, I'm just going to show you a comparison of this month's and last month's trophy progress. You can see that the overall completion percentage has jumped up a little bit, and also a number of new platinum trophies, and we'll be talking about those today, guys. Now, let's get straight into it. So now we're on page 3 of the trophy log, and just before we start off with today's video, guys, we've hit 50 platinum trophies, more specifically 52 platinums, and I think that's such a great achievement to have. It is a milestone to be proud of, and you will see eventually in the video that my 50th platinum was Persona 5 Royal. That game means a lot to me. That game, specifically Persona 5, was the game that got me into trophy hunting in the first place, so I thought Persona 5 Royal, that it has to be my 50th, yes. So, and with that out of the way, guys, let's go to where we last left off in the previous episode, and that was Dark Room. Finish episode 4, Dark Room in Life is Strange. I will just be skipping over all of these trophies here, just because they are very easy collectibles. Life is Strange has a mode where when you complete the game, you unlock collectible mode, and it will tell you basically which collectibles you are missing. And even in the main menu, when you're actually in the game, it tells you which collectible you are actually missing. And just through process of elimination, it's really easy to find. And if you want to make it even simpler, you can just look at a guide. So yep, 33% on this platinum trophy, very doable. One of the easiest platinum trophies you can get on the PlayStation 4. I would actually recommend it. I would recommend that game. Yeah, very easy, very doable. Next up, we've got Persona 5 Royal. Now, I do want to talk more about this game, but this game, if I was to actually talk about it more, it would go into heavy spoilers. And some of these trophies, just so you know, some of them can be a light spoiler. So if you're kind of sensitive to that, click off now. But yeah, like overall, Persona 5 Royal, fantastic game, guys. It's a strong recommend all the way. I purposefully made this game my 50th platinum for a reason. It is definitely the definitive version of Persona 5, and I wholeheartedly recommend it. The platinum trophy list is way more doable than the vanilla version. The vanilla version, you are kind of expected to do multiple playthroughs, because in one playthrough you are most likely going to miss stuff, and you'll need to do New Game Plus or a separate playthrough altogether. So that's for the vanilla version. But with Persona 5 Royal, they've made it a lot simpler, guys. So yeah, it's a very easy game to platinum. You just need to do certain requirements. I would probably consult the guides just to make sure that you meet the requirements. And that's literally just because of this one trophy here, completed every palace. There is one, I'm pretty sure there's one new palace, one full new palace in the game, and you just need to make sure that you unlock that. So yes, that's all that I'll say about that. And yeah, I could have made this even simpler by playing the game on safety mode, which is just such an easy version of the game. You will basically like not die. But because I had experience with Persona 5, the vanilla version, I played this game on hard. Persona 5 Royal has a lot new mechanics, combat mechanics, so it was like relearning the game. and I've found that to be really fulfilling playing on hard mode. Hard mode is arguably harder than Merciless. Merciless is technically the hardest one, but in Merciless, you do way more damage doing technical and weak, like super effective hits. So in a way, it's actually easier to kill enemies and to deal damage because of that. But in hard mode, I'm pretty sure you get less XP and you deal less damage. So, kind of weighing those up a little bit and all of those differences, I would argue that hard is actually harder than Merciless. But yeah, so I played on hard, and yeah, there were some moments in that game that were really tricky, and I had to do a couple of times just to get it nailed down. But yeah, you could easily make this simpler if you just played on safety. 43% rarity on the platinum. That's absurd because this game is a long game as well, guys. Like it might take you like maybe over 100 hours, depending on how slowly you're going through the game. If you're taking your time, yeah, it's definitely going to be over 100 hours. Now, what I did, because I played Persona 5 multiple times, the vanilla version, I actually skipped some of the cutscenes in Royal, but I made sure to watch the new cutscenes or the cutscenes that I know changed a little bit, because in Royal, there were cutscenes that weren't voice acted in the vanilla version, but then in Royal they actually put in the voice acting for some of those for some of those scenes. So yeah, so small things like that I really appreciate, and yeah, I made sure to watch those. But yeah, overall great game, guys. Very doable platinum. You can make it even easier by playing on safety. If this is your first time playing the game, I would say play on normal. So yeah, and just make sure that you do kind of like the prerequisites and do the right choices near the end of the game. So yeah, great game. I went back to XCOM 2, and I've been slowly chipping away at this game. I only have two more trophies before I get the platinum. The two trophies are complete the game on Legends difficulty, Legendary, which is brutal, by the way. And the second trophy is to complete the game on Commander Plus difficulty without buying a squad size upgrade. And yeah, I've been relying on the squad size upgrades. I was planning on doing the Legendary playthrough and the squad size playthrough all in one playthrough, but I decided the Legendary difficulty is just too difficult for me, man. So I've been using the squad size for that campaign. Yeah, slowly chipping away at it. That difficulty is just absurd, man. It's so difficult, and there's a reason why like the platinum is such a rare platinum. And like most of the trophies as well are ultra rare as well, just because it's just a difficult game, man. Like for instance, beat the final mission using only conventional gear. What? Throughout the game you get upgraded gear, and that's part of the reason why you progress through the game, because you're getting more reliable weapons, better equipment, good armor, all of that kind of stuff. And then just to say, you know what, let's just use conventional gear for the last mission, it's ridiculous. It's crazy. You do basically no damage, and you're just praying for RNG at the end of the day. The other ones here are simple. With the heavy metal trophy, that took a bit of time because I didn't know which heavy weapon kill I was missing. So I ended up just doing all of them. And yeah, so that was a little bit grindy. So but like David and Goliath, That was perfectly fine. I specialize my rangers in melee combat anyway. I used to be more stealth, but now I'm, in the melee camp now. And yeah, that was very easy to do. Just just before doing the melee hit, I just save before doing the melee attack, and if the melee attack doesn't hit or it doesn't do enough damage or whatever, I can just revert back. But I did it in my first try, so that was really easy. And then playing a multiplayer match. This was surprisingly grindy just because nobody really plays multiplayer nowadays on this game. But randomly, I was searching for a game just because I was watching like YouTube on the side anyway. I was like, right, let's just watch a video, and then if I find someone, yay. And I managed to do that. So yeah, but that took quite a few tries. And as soon as I got the trophy, someone actually messaged me asking help with that trophy. Like they just saw that I recently got it, and they messaged me, and I managed to help him with that trophy as well. So yeah. Next up, we've got Resident Evil 4. This getting these two trophies here means that I've got 100% completion for the game. And no, this isn't Resident Evil 4 remake. I'm saving myself for that game. I think I'll probably play Resident Evil 4 remake when I get a PS5. Yep, I will eventually get a PS5 because I'm actually dying to play that game. I could play it on PS4, but I've still got some games to play and complete and platinum and all of that kind of stuff. So it can wait. It can wait. But yeah, acquire all of the bottle caps in the game. This is just doing the firing range minigame. I was surprised that I didn't get this casually because normally I do the firing range just casually. I find them to be quite fun. So yeah, I was a bit surprised that I didn't have this trophy before. But yeah, managed to do that in my professional playthrough. And yeah, that was pretty simple. And then last but not least, a Heart of Steel. Clear the game on the highest difficulty, which is professional. And I was just playing the game very casually. I used to be able to speed run the game, actually, Resident Evil 4 back on, I think I played the Xbox 360 version. That was the version that I was speed running. But yeah, like I've played Resident Evil 4 on on GameCube, Wii, on Steam as well, PC, PS4, Xbox. I've played Resident Evil 4 on most consoles now, which is crazy. PS2, and yeah, it's one of my favorite games of all time. And yeah, I'm just glad that I've managed to get that 100% now. It's such a shame that it doesn't have a platinum. I don't know why they decided to do that. Yes, but regardless, at least it had trophy support. It's now 100% on my profile, so happy days. Now, this is another surprising one. Sonic Mania. Before doing this, before getting these trophies, I think I only had one other trophy in the game. And again, this game doesn't have a platinum. Some of the trophies in this game are just ridiculous, man. If we just quickly go on to the game page here, these two trophies here, I am probably not going to get these because these are for completing the blue spheres bonus stages, and I'm so bad at those stages, man. So I'm probably not going to get that. The triple triple one, that's for getting a 3-chain combo on a particular boss. And these two here, these two are significantly easier if you play the game only using Sonic, because Tails can basically get in the way in both of these trophies. So yeah, and I completed the game initially with Sonic and Tails. Now I'm going through the game only as Sonic. So when I when I complete the game, I'll be able to get these two more easily. For the professional hedgehog one though, I would need to get the 7 Chaos Emeralds again, but that was actually doable. That was totally fine doing it first time, so I don't mind doing it again and then going for these 2 ultra rare trophies. But yeah, so I managed to complete the game, a bunch of miscellaneous stuff, managed to get the Chaos Emeralds. King of Speed is surprisingly an ultra rare. This was much easier than I thought it was going to be. And yeah, because I thought this was going to be really difficult, but no, that was actually totally fine. The secret sub one as well, another ultra rare. This is a bit tricky to find it like naturally. So yeah, so I definitely had to use a guide. I played the level like a handful of times, and knowing that it was like a submarine because it said secret sub and there were submarines in the level, I just thought, right, so I need to go into a particular submarine, but I just couldn't find it. So yeah, I had to use a guide for that. But yeah, another game without a platinum. I will eventually go back and get those other trophies, but probably not the blue sphere ones. So I don't think I'll be getting the 100% for this game, and I'm totally fine with that. Next up, we've got a new game on the profile, guys. Untitled Goose Game. Yeah, what more can I say about this game? Me and Serena played co-op in this, and it was just really funny, man. Some of the interactions in this game are just so funny, and it was just such a laugh to play. Even like the mechanics and how the AI kind of reacts to what you do in the game is quite impressive, actually. But in saying that, for the speed run trophies, yes, there are speed run trophies. You need to speed run basically each level, and the AI can be a little bit annoying in the speed run levels, just because you need the AI to behave in certain ways so that it's faster for the run. That was the only problem with the game. But all of the other trophies are basically complete each stage, do a bunch of miscellaneous stuff in the main menu. There's like a to-do list, and basically how you get the platinum is you do everything on those to-do lists, and when you do that, you'll get the platinum. So yes, very self-explanatory. And yeah, just a nice, fun, simple game. The hardest parts of these were the speedrun trophies. So there's 4 of them for each, so 1 for each level, and then there's 4 in total. And then the platinum trophy, a secret prize. So yeah, really good. Serena's still playing Frostpunk. She managed to do 2 of these DLC trophies on the waterfront, and build the generator in last autumn scenario without anyone dying. 2 very rare trophies here, and yeah, good stuff, Serena. We went back and did Just Cause 3. Now, initially, I wanted just to do a little cleanup for this game. Me and Serena were taking turns with this game. It's if you're not familiar with it, you play as Rico Rodriguez, a kind of like spy agent, military kind of guy, kind of like James Bond in a weird way. And he's got like a grappling hook. He's got like a parachute. He can glide as well, and the movement mechanics in this game and traversing from place to place is really therapeutic. It's almost like Death Stranding. I think Death Stranding does it a little bit better, but that feeling of going through, these like remote islands and villages and all of that kind of stuff, just gliding through and like skimming past mountains in your little wingsuit. It's just great, man. It's really, really cool. Now, the only problem with this game is that I would say there's 2 main, okay, let's say 3 main issues. So one, the driving in the game specifically the motorbikes, they run like crap, man. They control like garbage, and later on in the game you're expected to do like driving challenges and all of that kind of stuff, and depending on what vehicles you have unlocked at that point, you might be stuck with some bad vehicles, and it can be a little bit frustrating. Second, there's one bugged trophy, and that's Chaos Millionaire, and you need to get 1 million Chaos points. You'll probably do this naturally by the end of the game, by the end of the platinum. I managed to get it at the very end of the platinum, but it was buggy. It didn't pop when I got the million. I decided to do a few more chaos objects, so I got a couple thousand more points, and it was still not popping. If you're in that scenario, close out the game. So close down the game, and then reopen it, and then it should pop. That's how it pops for me. As soon as I, destroy another chaos object, that's when it popped. So after restarting the game, and yeah, so that was another problem. And the last and final problem is just the overall performance of the game. The game runs like molasses, really slow at points. Like sometimes it's fine, but when there's too much carnage on the screen, it's just massive slowdown. And even when there's not a lot going on, it can still kind of chug a bit. So yeah, kind of inconsistent performance issues, and yeah, it's not particularly great on the performance side. It kind of reminds me of XCOM 2 a bit, where it just randomly slows down. So yeah, not a lot to talk about here, except that there's a lot of collectibles. There are hundreds of collectibles in this game. Thankfully, when you fully liberate an area, the map shows you what collectibles are on the map, so you can easily just kind of traverse and use your wingsuit and all of that kind of stuff to get those collectibles. But again, you're still talking about hundreds of collectibles, and the challenges and the daredevil jumps and all of that kind of stuff. There's a bunch of collectibles and challenges in the game. So yeah, that's gonna be your major time sink with the game. You need to do, the settlements as well, liberating stuff. You need to collect vehicles. Some of them are really annoying. There was one really annoying vehicle, and it was like a fancy boat, like a fancy speedboat. But the only times that they spawn are in landlocked areas, and you need to get that boat to a garage. That one was so annoying and finicky because the physics normally are fine, but in that moment they were so bad for because you need to tether the boat to a helicopter, and then drive the helicopter, pilot the helicopter to the nearest garage. But if the tethers break, then your boat's fucked. So yeah, so that one was really annoying. All of the other ones were kind of fine. Some of the vehicles are randomly spawn as well, so there's an element of luck. The encounters, that's another random part. Overall, this game is, it can be a little bit grindy and RNG specific, There's some online stuff as well, so eventually when the servers go down for the game, this will be unobtainable if you don't have the online trophies. So for instance, call out another player in a feat. Very easy to do, but if you don't do it before the servers shut down, then you won't be able to get the trophy, which is such a shame. But thankfully the servers are still up for the game, so I managed to do that. And yeah, so like look at these, like pay your respects at every ancient tomb. These tapes, I think there's like over 70 of these tapes alone. Find every vintage weapon and vehicle part. A bunch of collectibles, the daredevil jumps, rebel shrines. Find every collectible, all of that kind of stuff. Yeah. 100% Just Cause 3. Winner takes all again. Nice. And then we actually got the platinum on the 29th of April. And if I'm not mistaken, that was technically today. The when I'm recording this, it's the 29th. I don't know when I'll be uploading this. But yeah, so this game, gosh, man, really fun moments, a little bit too grindy for my liking. The open world is cool. Traversing, when it works, is really satisfying. That's probably the best part of this game. The story is rubbish. The story is so bad. It got to the point that I was skipping cutscenes because it was just rubbish, man. Yeah. Overall, I would say this is a decent game. It's hard to recommend though. So if I was to rank it in my patented platinum ranking videos, it would probably be a mid. It's hard to recommend. If you like these kinds of games, I'm sure you would enjoy it. Like if you're into open world games. The performance issues is the main qualm that I have with the game. Yeah, the frame rate is just too inconsistent, a bit laggy. Sometimes your inputs are just get ate up, and you don't get the tether that you want, or the slingshot or whatever. So yeah, it's not a perfect game, and it's hard to recommend, but I can't really complain. Got an ultra rare platinum outfit, man. Yeah, and the thing is, like, we enjoyed ourselves. Me and Serena, we were taking shots of playing the game, and we were enjoying ourselves, even going for the collectibles, because of the movement of the game and the traversing. It didn't even really feel that much of a grind in the moment. But then when you see when you check your phone and you check the time, you realize, oh gosh, that this has been taking too long, man. Yeah, like a good couple of hours just for a couple of collectibles. But yeah, overall, I would say it's a decent game. It's hard to recommend though, but I'm glad that we got the platinum trophy for Just Cause 3. And that has been the monthly trophy update for April 2023, guys. I hope you guys have enjoyed this. I was cutting it a little bit short on this update here, given that it's almost May time already. But regardless, I managed to do this for you guys, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.